Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Alan, this is my life in Taiwan, and a very special welcome to the former British consulate here in the Gusan district of Kaohsiung City. Yes, this is a place that I've wanted to introduce on the channel for quite a long time, and I've actually been here several times before on field trips and with some local Kaohsiung friends, but I really didn't want to do the usual kind of touristy style video, come here, take some beautiful shots and eat some cake in the coffee shop that it's now become. No, while I'm here, what I really want to do is to use this place as a backdrop to talk about something a little more meaty and that means a little more personally to me. But first, we'll get inside, talk a little bit about some of the facts of the place so that anybody who doesn't know what it's about can understand why we're here, and then we'll get into that meaty topic in the title that you clicked upon. Okay, so yes, this is the former British consulate, built in 1865 with British architects and Chinese workers. And it was basically the place where trade deals and diplomatic deals were done, but importantly, it wasn't ever known as an embassy. The first consul was a British guy called Robert Swinhoe, and he was stationed here until 1973 when he retired. And other than the fact that the Japanese took control of the building when they occupied Taiwan and used it as a weather observatory during their occupation, there's not much else that can be said about the building really, other than its symbolic meaning that it holds when talking about British and Taiwan diplomatic relations. What is it, Brozzy?
Scorcher.
It's a scorcher, yes, but enough of that boring history and facts. Nobody likes objectivity. We're all about subjectivity on this channel. So first of all, let's discuss the fact that this was never an embassy. It was a consulate. Embassies of countries are only found in other countries that country recognizes as a country. So as you can imagine, with Taiwan, things get really complicated when it comes to embassies, consulates, and that kind of thing. And as you may or may not be aware, the UK does not recognize Taiwan as an independent nation. And that's the spark that inspired me to make this video and talk about why I think the UK government are being what I would describe as selfish cowards when it comes to the way that they treat Taiwan. Now, when I was choosing the title of this video, I did consider making it a little bit more clickbaity, a little bit more pai ma pi, when I thought about naming it British Guy Apologizes to the Taiwan People for Britain's Shameless Treatment of their citizens. But I decided against that because I truly think that 99% of British people, they have no idea about what's going on and the way that Taiwan is being treated by the government of the UK and other governments all around the world. The comments on my Is Taiwan the Next Hong Kong video, well, they show me that the majority of Westerners that comment on my video don't really have any idea about what's going on between the political situation between China, Taiwan, and other neighbors. Maybe the Western media have been so wrapped up in sensationalizing the coronavirus that the way that China basically staged a political invasion of Hong Kong and took over Hong Kong went pretty much unchallenged by countries and their governments all over the world. But anyway, I don't really want to get into the whole Hong Kong thing again. What I really want to focus on is the way that the UK government is basically taking advantage of Taiwan and its people by pandering to China. And just as many other countries and their governments have done, have treated Taiwan like some kind of insignificant, unwanted child of China that doesn't require recognizing on the international stage. I think before I start getting too frustrated and too animated about this, I should actually read to you an excerpt that I found on a UK government website declaring their official status regarding the diplomatic status of Taiwan. Under the terms of the 1972 agreement with China, the government acknowledged the position of the government of the PRC that Taiwan was a province of the PRC and recognized the PRC government as the sole legal government of China. This remains the basis of our relations with Taiwan. Can you believe it? It's basically a big middle finger from the government of the UK to the people of Taiwan. And the fact that the UK has never actually had an embassy in Taiwan is testament to the fact that the UK will do whatever China says in order to keep positive, friendly relations with a country that has one of the worst records of human rights violations ever recorded. And it's not just the fact that we don't have an embassy here. Diplomatic ties between the UK and Taiwan have got weaker and weaker progressively, even over the timescale that I've been here. When I first arrived in 2008, there was a trade and economic cultural office up in Taipei, and I remember going there to apply for a UK visa for my wife when she wanted to visit in 2010. But in 2015, that TICO office got downgraded to be known as the British office in Taipei. And don't let the fact that it's located in Taipei City fool you into thinking that that name is insignificant. It should be the British office in Taiwan. And its sister office in London is known as the Taipei Representative Office, not the Taiwan Representative Office as it should be known. And this is because China insists that the UK and other countries around the world use the name Taipei when referring to us here in Taiwan. And the UK just bend over, accept it, and do whatever Beijing tell them to do. And to be honest, after living here for 12 years and seeing the way that the country and the people here just accept that other countries around the world treat them like this, well, for me, it's a little bit embarrassing for everybody involved. So why? Why does the UK pander so much to China and treat Taiwan like a piece of garbage? Well, the answer to me is pretty simple when it comes to why countries pander to China. That's cheap stuff. The world, and the UK included, absolutely love cheap stuff, and China offers it to the world at prices and volumes that simply cannot be matched by any other country. The materialism and capitalism that is so rife in the world has become more important to people than the independence of a country that they don't know about, and more often than not, more important than the human rights of the country in which that cheap stuff is being made. If iPhones were made in Taiwan, they'd probably cost double or triple what they currently cost being made in China, and people just wouldn't buy them. What? What? No, they're not. Yeah, the company is Taiwanese, but they're not made by Taiwanese people. And that's just my very simplistic view of the economics of the whole thing. But when it comes to answering the second why question, why do Taiwanese people accept the fact that the UK treat them as a non-existent country and don't recognize them as an independent nation? Well, the answer to me is quite subjective, but as well as being very pacifistic people and not really wanting argument or conflict, a lot of the Taiwanese people, and here is where this video might get me into trouble, a lot of the Taiwanese people, they just don't care. They don't care whether or not other countries acknowledge the existence of Taiwan as a country or not. Many Taiwanese people are not as nationalistic as you may think. Lots of Taiwanese people just want to go to work, earn money, provide food and living for their family, and get on with their lives as simplistically as possible. They couldn't care less whether their passport said Taiwan, ROC, PRC, Timbuktu, or whatever country happens to be printed on the front of their passport. And this was kind of backed up to me when I read an article recently that showed a survey proving that something like 40% of Taiwanese people wouldn't be prepared to fight if it came to the crunch and China invaded the country. As I said, it is my opinion that Taiwanese people care a lot less than other people think. And many countries all around the world take advantage of this and allow that big baby China to feel all warm and fuzzy when countries around the world do exactly what they say. One thing I'd be very interested to know is how many of those UK politicians that are doing deals and communicating with politicians in China are actually sending their emails and doing their deals on laptops that have been made by Acer and Asus here in Taiwan. Whoa, this is the hottest day I've had in Taiwan for a long time. But anyway, time to wrap up. And I'm not sure if what I've said has had a point, and I'm sure what I said about Taiwanese people not caring about nationalism is something that will stir up a few comments in the comment section. So please, if you've agreed with me, disagree with me, as always, the comment section is there for you. I guess the point of the video that I probably didn't even really mention is the fact that it really upsets me that the UK government don't acknowledge Taiwan at all. They only acknowledge Taiwan to participate in certain international groups that don't require any national status. And it really sucks, it really feels shitty for me to be a British citizen living in a country that isn't recognized by my own country. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But I think it's time to say goodbye. Thanks so much for all of your support. Thanks for watching. As for now, and as always, I'll see you next time in My Life in Taiwan. Peace.